Deep in the Norwegian Arctic, on a frozen mountainside above Sossenfjorden, the ground gives up its dead slowly. Here, beneath the permafrost of Svalbard, a team kneels over something pulled from black shale, a vertebra the size of a dinner plate. They do not yet know its name. They only know that whatever this was, it ruled a sea that no longer exists. Svalbard today sits at 80 degrees north, polar night, pack ice, a place that punishes anything warm-blooded that lingers. And yet the rock here holds the remains of a giant. 150 million years ago, this was open ocean, and into it had risen a predator the size of a small whale, a cold-water reptile larger than any killer whale alive today. That alone should not have been possible. But the real mystery is stranger because we have so little of it left to study. It began with two volunteers. In 2006, Bjorn and Melis Funkei were walking the scree below Mount Knurten when they spotted bone weathering out of the dark shale. Bjorn Hurum's team from the University of Oslo had been working these slopes for years. What they pulled out over 8 brutal Arctic field seasons were 2 enormous skeletons, jaw fragments, vertebrae, the bones of a paddle. Stand where they stood, and you are standing on the floor of a Jurassic ocean lifted 3,000 kilometers north and frozen solid. Pliosaurus funkei did not appear from nowhere. It was the last word in a sentence the oceans had been writing for over 50 million years. Its ancestors were plesiosaurs, four-flippered reptiles that flew through the water on wings of bone. Early in that story, the lineage split. One branch kept long necks and small heads, sieving the shallows. The other did the opposite. It shortened its neck, swelled its skull, and turned its whole body into a delivery system for a single bite. Generation after generation, the heads grew larger, the bodies heavier, until the design reached something close to its limit, a hunter built to kill prey its own size. And in the cold northern sea, one of them grew larger than all the rest. What survived was not a monster on a slab. It was a scatter, jaw pieces, a string of vertebrae, the bones of a forelimb. From these fragments, Patrick Druckenmiller began to read the animal back into existence. The teeth alone were the length of cucumbers, set in a jaw built for crushing. The vertebrae and paddles told him this was something new, a pliosaur with front flippers longer than any of its known relatives. Those paddles drove a body that, by the most careful estimates, ran past 12 meters, longer than a great white shark, heavier than an orca. In 2008, the press said 50 feet. The bones, read honestly, said less, but still said one of the largest hunters the seas ever made. A predator that size is not an accident. It is a receipt, proof of a sea generous enough to feed it. The same Svalbard rock that held Pliosaurus funkei held nearly 40 other skeletons, ichthyosaurs shaped like dolphins, long-necked plesiosaurs, the prey that filled its stomach. Druckenmiller put it plainly. They had not found a species, they had found an ecosystem. For millions of years, this northern ocean ran like an engine, every layer feeding the one above it, all of it feeding the giant at the top. It was a world in balance, and nothing about a world in balance promises that it will last. So how did a giant come to rule a polar sea? The answer is that it was never polar, not then. In the late Jurassic, there was no Arctic ice. The same ground that is frozen rock today was once a cool, open ocean, and into that long summer of deep time, the pliosaurs kept growing. Four flippers, beating in slow rhythm, they flew through the water, patrolling an entire sea. If you had swum there, you would never have seen it, rising from below. It did not need to be fast, it needed only to be patient and enormous, and there. For 10 million years it ruled. Then the sea cooled, the prey thinned, and the lineage that built the giant faded from the rock. Today, what remains of Pliosaurus funkei lies in drawers in Oslo, jaw fragments, a few vertebrae, the bones of one paddle. Every documentary wants it to be the biggest thing that ever swam. I think the truer story is how little we hold of it. One of the largest predators in the history of the oceans, and it fits on a single museum table. Knutson and his colleagues could only measure it against its relatives because the animal itself was never fully there to measure. It carries the name of two volunteers who found the first bone in the scree. Every fragment we pull from the rock rewrites what we thought we knew about the ancient seas. Each week, million-year journey returns to the field, to the museum drawers, and to the deep past to recover one more vanished world from the stone. A frozen mountainside, a few bones in a drawer, a sea that ruled the top of the world, and then went quiet. We will never know its true size. We were never meant to.